Ladies and gentlemen, it appears as though we are finally on the road to SummerSlam. And this year's SummerSlam has a lot of anticipation behind it because it is the first two-night SummerSlam ever. And I made a video before last year's SummerSlam talking about how last year's SummerSlam was going to be so good because it was the last single night SummerSlam that there was going to be. And I think we can all pretty much agree that last year's SummerSlam was really freaking good. So who knows what we have in store for this year's SummerSlam? And with there being two nights of SummerSlam and thus adding more matches to SummerSlam, what's gonna be the two main events this year? That is the purpose of today's videos. I'm going to try to predict what is going to be the main events of night 1 and night 2 of SummerSlam. And before we get too far ahead in the video, I want to say that if you are a WWE fan, consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. That is all we post is WWE related content. So if you're a WWE fan, again, consider subscribing. It's free. You can always change your mind later. So when I take a look at what WWE is doing right now with their storytelling, I think that there are realistically 4 total stories that could be main eventing SummerSlam. The first one we're going to be talking about is probably the most obvious one, and that is going to be John Cena taking on Cody Rhodes. Obviously, this is probably most likely going to be the Night 2 main event. You have John Cena in his final SummerSlam with the Universal Championship, taking on WWE's new Golden Boy and Cody Rhodes. Now, yes, we did just have a main event between these two at WrestleMania, and it was not met with the greatest of fanfare. There's part of me that still regrets watching that main event. If they are going to have Cody Rhodes and John Cena main event night 2 of SummerSlam, I feel like it has to deliver. They cannot afford to have another stinker like they did at WrestleMania. And I truly believe that this time around they're gonna get it right. I think they have learned from their mistakes from the WrestleMania main event, and I think they're going to just have it be Cody Rhodes and John Cena, or at the very least, that's what I'm hoping for. Because if it's not, and I hear Fiend again, I may go insane. So, again, I think this one is probably the most likely and the most obvious to be main eventing SummerSlam this year. And I really just don't see it main eventing night 1 because, again, it's John Cena's last SummerSlam. It's Cody Rhodes, the new golden boy of WWE. It's most likely going to be night 2's main event. And I'm okay with that. Just as long as they just have it Cody Rhodes versus John Cena and there's no outside shenanigans like WrestleMania was. One of the other matches that I have is one that really hasn't been confirmed yet, but the writing is pretty much on the wall. And that is the tag team match between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso taking on Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. And this one is weird because it really hasn't been confirmed as of yet, but given the fact that it is Roman Reigns, they're obviously not going to put Roman Reigns in the middle of a show. He is either going to start the show or he's going to end the show. And I would be okay if this match ended up starting the show. I think it would be a very good way to kick off SummerSlam. We obviously know what Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are capable of. We know what Roman Reigns and Jey Uso are capable of. Now, one of the reasons as to why I think this could be a main event is simply because of Jey Uso's entrance. Regardless of how you feel about Jey Uso, you cannot deny the fact that his entrance is really freaking good. And especially when you have the right atmosphere. And the more I thought about it, a Jey Uso entrance at night, at SummerSlam, everybody doing the yeet, maybe they got their flashlights out like Leon France did. Man, that feels like it would hit like $1,000,000. Now, do I want to see that match main event of SummerSlam? Sure, I feel like it's going to be a halfway decent match at the very least. And with it involving Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, who knows what the hell we're going to see out of it. The next 2 matches I'm really curious about. Now, these next 2 feuds that I'm going to be talking about are the 2 feuds that I want to see main event both nights 1 and night 2 of SummerSlam this year. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Obviously, you already heard what my pick was for Night 2 main event. But the first feud that I'm going to be talking about is one of my favorite feuds of all time, and the best feud and the best story that WWE is currently telling right now. And that is Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. And you can throw Bayley into this feud as well, because she played a massive, massive part of it, and I don't think she's quite done yet with it. This feud has done such an amazing job at not only building whoever was involved in the feud, but also building an entire division and building a still relatively new title. Not only has this feud made Lyra Valkyria look and feel like a true WWE superstar, but it has also brought the best out of Becky Lynch. This heel version of Becky Lynch that we're getting right now is so damn good, so damn entertaining. I love the fact that she's leaning in to the whole Becky Hogan thing. Her coming out on the last episode of Monday Night Raw in the red and yellow colors absolutely was hilarious. And that's what I love about this version of Becky Lynch. She just looks like she's having fun with all of this. And all the Becky Hogan stuff, while it is annoying, is kind of starting to add to it because she is leaning into it so much. And then you have Bayley, who was, again, a big part of this feud. Bayley went from someone who was having a very, very stale title reign that eventually went to someone who was just kind of stuck in no man's land into the Bayley that we all know and love. Putting on amazing matches, putting up great character work, building that connection back up with the crowd. This feud has done wonders, not just for the three women that were involved in it, not just for the women's IC title, but the entire IC title division. A division that was kind of non existent before this feud. And now these three, because of this feud, because of the storytelling, has made the women's IC title into a sought after championship. The last one that we're going to be talking about is the triple threat between Naomi, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. Given what we got between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley at the main event of Evolution, this match should 100% main event either night 1 or night 2, most likely night 1 of SummerSlam. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley's main event at Evolution was one of, if not the greatest, women's wrestling match I've ever seen. From the in-ring work, to the in-ring storytelling, to its spilling out into the crowd, that match was perfect. Absolutely perfect. And then you had the final big moment with Naomi cashing in. So we know how good Io Sky and Rhea Ripley is going to be. We know how good Naomi can be in the ring, so this match, if it's not the main event, it should be the first match of either night 1 or night 2, and really just set the tone for SummerSlam. So, this is where I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about my predictions? Do you agree with them? Do you not agree with them? Let me know why you agree or disagree. And also let me know what match you want to see main event both night 1 and night 2 of SummerSlam this year. As always, let me know that stuff down below in the comments. And while you're down there, swing by the description and click the Linktree link. That is the only link in bio for a reason, and that is because it'll take you to all of the social media platforms for this channel. And I do suggest going and checking out our X page. Besides YouTube, I am most active over on X. We do updates for Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and the PLEs. And above all else, I want the X page to be a place for wrestling fans to go and talk about wrestling, especially if you're like me and you don't have a lot of people to talk to about wrestling. So if you are like me and you're looking for a group of wrestling fans to talk about wrestling with, swing by an upcoming episode of Monday Night Raw. Friday Night SmackDown's coming up. We have to wait for another PLE because WWE decided to load everything up last weekend. But if you are watching Raw, SmackDown, or when SummerSlam is taking place, and you come across one of my updates on X, consider joining in on the conversation. Maybe it's for you at the end of the day. With all that said and done, that is going to do it for this video here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. Both are free and both really, really help out the channel a lot. And if you have made it to this point of the video, I want to say thank you very, very much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch these videos here. And as always, stay tuned for more WWE content coming in the future. We'll see you next time.